Welcome everyone to the POPSICLE KNIGHT channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Joseph. Please don't forget to click the like button if you like this video or hit the thumbs down if you don't. Also, if you enjoy the contents on this channel, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. So for today, we'll be taking a look at Emboar from Battle Styles. For some time now, this poor Stage 2 has been ignored by many. But for a change, let's see if we can make Emboar stand out. Emboar has a few things that make it a little bit hard to work with, which is why I think many players hesitate to use it. The first challenge is that it's a Stage 2, so it takes a few turns before it can be set up. Second challenge is that its attack cost is way too high. And finally, its retreat cost is 4, which is really hard to retreat. But despite all these setbacks, there are actually a lot of good things to say about this Pokemon. Emboar has 180 HP, but because it has 4 retreat costs, we can actually use it to our advantage, because we can use buff padding, which adds 50 more HP to Pokemon with a retreat cost of 4. So we can increase its HP up to 230 HP. I did experiment on using heat energy to add more HP, but it made the deck more inconsistent, so I didn't include it in my final build. Next up is his great ability, Fighting Fury Stance. It will increase attack damage to all your single strike Pokemon in play by 30 damage. And the great thing about this ability is that it stacks. So if by chance you're able to set up 4 of these, you'll be adding an extra 120 damage to all your single strike Pokemon. Its attack is Heat Crash. For 2 fire energy and 2 colorless, it will deal 130 damage. But since Emboar is a single strike Pokemon, its ability actually applies to itself. So really, its attack will deal 160 damage when it attacks. I also included a few single strike energy to increase the attack of our single strike Pokemon that this energy is attached to by 20 damage. But because it has such a high attack cost, I'll be using a few things to expedite energy attachment. First, we'll be using Welder Supporter card, so we can attach up to 2 fire energy from our hand to Emboar, and then draw 3 cards. And we'll pair this with the Giant Hearth Stadium. We discard a card from our hand, and you can look for 2 fire energies from your deck and put it into your hand. And I'm also using a few copies of Twin Energies, and even Triple Acceleration Energy to fulfill the rest of its attack cost. But not only that, I'm also utilizing Colossal with a Tar Generator ability. As long as you have a basic fire and a basic fighting energy on your discard pile, you can attach one or both of those energies to your Pokemon in any way you like. So naturally, we'll also have fighting energy in this deck, so plan on discarding one of each of these energies early on in the game. And since we're using a lot of Stage 2s, I'm actually going to utilize none other than my boy, Orbeetle, as the engine for the Stage 2s in this build. Orbeetle is a Stage 2 as well, but once we set this up, everything else will work out smoothly. Its attack Evomancy, depending on how many energy is attached to it, we can put that many Stage 2s from the deck straight to our bench. And this time around, I'm not relying on Chimecho for the Orbeetle setup, mainly because I just didn't have enough room in the deck to make all of this work. I did include 1 copy of Tepig, which is the basic of Emboar, and we can just evolve it into Emboar with the help of Rare Candy, just in case Orbeetle falls short of energy and we aren't able to set up enough Emboar on the bench. With this build, I think it's safe to say that this is not an exclusive Orbeetle deck, because along with Emboar, I'm also using a 2-1 line of Single Strike Urshifu in this build. Single Strike Urshifu V has 2 attacks. The first one is Laser Focus. For 1 fighting energy, you can search your deck for 2 fighting energy and attach it to this Pokemon. And its second attack is Impact Blow. For 2 fighting and 1 colorless, it will deal 180 base damage, and it can't use this attack the next turn. Urshifu V by itself can actually go a long way, because if you have a few Emboars set up, and also with the help of Single Strike Energy, this attack can even knock out an ADP with 1 hit. But you can take it up a step further by evolving it into Single Strike Urshifu VMAX. This one has 2 attacks. The first one is Beatdown. For 3 colorless energy, it will deal 100 base damage. And its second attack is Gmax 1 Blow. For 3 fighting and 1 colorless, it will deal 270 base damage, and you have to discard all energy attached to this Pokemon. And this attack is so strong that this attack is not affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon, except if your opponent has resistance to fighting. This attack will get reduced. Re-energizing this should not be a problem as long as we keep Colossal in play. And again, we can apply a lot of modifications on Urshifu VMAX because it is a single strike Pokemon to increase its attack even more. And I've included Dusknoir because it's just so good at disabling special energies because of its ability, and we can easily set this up with the help of Orbeetle. And for consistency, I'm also using Snorlax. Its ability Gourmandize allows you to draw until you have 7 cards in your hand, but your turn will end. As for the rest of the deck, I have Evolution Incense, Level Ball, which is great for searching for our Blipbug or Tepig, Ordinary Rod, Pokemon Communication, Quick Ball, more for getting our Snorlax or Single Strike Urshifu V, full set of Rare Candy, Switch, Bruno. This one you can shuffle your hand into the deck and draw 4 cards or 7 cards instead if one of your Pokemon was just knocked out. Next is Marnie, Pierce, more for searching out special energy from the deck. And finally, a copy of Skyla, just in case we need to search out any one specific trainer card from the deck. I have to admit, this build is a little clunky, as many would call it. It's a bit inconsistent. This was a really challenging deck to build, but for the most part, it works pretty well. And there's definitely a lot of refinements to be made with this deck. But be sure to let me know in the comments what you think of this build, what changes you would make on this Emboar deck to make it even better. But as it is, it works pretty well. And that's pretty much it. The deck list will be in the description below. But enough talk, let's see some gameplay. Alright, let's go first. Looks like we got Blipbug to start. Got a few fighting energies and a welder with no fire energy, which is bad. And we're up against a Victini V. So let's put Twin Energy and use this Giant Hearth so we can discard a fighting energy. Colossal can use that later on. Get 2 fire energies to start. We can welder. Draw 3 cards as well. But you know, that might have been a bad idea. Now they can utilize the Giant Hearth and then they can get energy, and if they have welder, that's gonna be a donk. Yeah, we didn't even see a daylight. We didn't even enjoy. Poor Blipbug. But okay. Looks like they're just gonna welder to Ditto V. We might yet survive this first turn, which is fine with me. We'll see. All I have is an Evolution Incense. I don't know what we're gonna pull with welder. Once we draw 3 cards, so we could still get knocked out in the next turn. But for sure, this time around, unless they have another Victini V in the discard pile to switch out, then we still get knocked out. Anything is possible at this point. But let's see. Let's see what our opponent does. V-Bullet for 20. Alright, we survived. Nice. Maybe I should thank our opponent for allowing us to at least have a fighting chance, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so we're just gonna welder these 2 energies on Blipbug, see what we get. We get an Orbeetle, but we don't have a Rare Candy. So I think I'm just gonna Pokemon Communication a Snorlax. I'm gonna retreat, discard 1 energy, which will also set up for our Colossal. Now we have a fire and 1 fighting in the discard pile. And I'm gonna use Evolution Incense to get a Dottler. And you know what? Let's just get the Orbeetle back. We have, we'll attach an energy. And we'll just Gourmandize. We can use Skyla to get Rare Candy next turn. We get a Switch, which is really good. So we'll, hopefully they don't gust our Blipbug and knock it out. It's gonna be really bad because it has a lot of energies on it. We can set up 4 stage 2s on our bench right away. So hopefully they don't boss's order, and then, you know, I think I think once that happens, that's gonna be it. Victini V can evolve into Victini VMAX even with our rapid single strike Urshifu V. Victini VMAX can deal 220 damage, which will just knock it out, and we're gonna have a hard time fighting back with this with our opponent's build. So far they have DDV for healing, and they also have Rainbow Energy to move around, I guess. We have Pokemon Communication. Let's see. Let's use Skyla first, get our rare candy, and let's evolve Orbeetle. But for now, let's use Pokemon Communication and get, let's see what we need here. We can get Single Strike Urshifu V, but let us not put that in the bench just yet, because what we want to do is be able to bench 4 stage 2s in the bench right away. And I'm just gonna Evomancy. Oh, we only have 2 Emboars, but you know, Dusknoir will be good against their Rainbow Energy, so let's just get that, and also Colossal. I keep saying Rainbow, it's Aurora Energy, my bad. But Orbeetle's life expectancy is not that great. See, Orbeetle is a hero in that once it does its job, it's ready to sacrifice itself. It will get knocked out because it doesn't have a lot of HP, and it won't be able to attack anyways. And with that 20 damage on it, with 100 damage from Victini VMAX, it will knock it out. So now that's why we didn't put Single Strike just yet. We're able to set up 4 stage 2s, and now we can put our Single Strike Urshifu V. For the meantime, let's see, I'm gonna start charging our Emboar, and let's Tar Generator, 1 Fire, and 1 Fighting Energy on Single Strike Urshifu. And then I'm just gonna Gormandize here. Hopefully they don't gust our Single Strike Urshifu, but that's alright. We got triple acceleration to put onto Emboar, or we can just use Tar Generator to get more energies onto Emboar and be able to attack for, let's see, 3, 6, 190 right now. So Emboar's ability takes effects on its own, and the second Emboar will be able to increase for another 30. So we're actually hitting for 190 just with Emboar. So that's plus 60. So we'll get another energy, and then we're gonna welder. I think I'm gonna welder Snorlax, because you know, if you haven't seen my video, go check it out. Snorlax is one of the best Pokemon in the TCG right now. So let's body slam this guy. That will do 100 chip damage, and we're gonna be able to paralyze, which is Snorlax. That's my favorite Pokemon right there, Snorlax. I'm actually building the Snorlax build that I just showcased in my channel. I'm actually building that in real life, so I'm gonna have all the cards and be able to play it in real life, because it's just so awesome. But with this, if they switch out of this paralysis, I was gonna say they don't really have anything in the discard, but okay, they're gonna switch out. But now that they evolved into Ditto VMAX, they can copy our attack. You can also body slam with that jello body of this Ditto. That knocks out our Snorlax. Well, that's all right. I think it's safe to say to promote. I mean, we could have promoted Single Strike. Ditto is weak against fighting. Could have done that, but that's all right. Let's see. Let's start Generator first into Emboar, and then I'll just power up Single Strike Urshifu V, and I'm gonna Heat Crash. for 190 damage. Not too bad. So we're showcasing Emboar here. Single Strike Urshifu is also part of this this combo actually. This was the recommendation of Pokemon, which is in the Elite Trainer box. If you haven't seen that, I'll show that probably in the end credits. But yeah, Emboar just increases attack of all single strike Pokemon, so it really pairs nicely with Single Strike Urshifu. But for now, they're gonna retreat, and they're just gonna attack for 100 damage. And that's what's nice about this matchup. We actually have the upper hand because being single price Pokemon, we're not affected by the strong damage output by Victini VMAX. So we're just gonna generate 1 fire energy on our other Emboar, and I think I'm gonna switch out here. Yeah, I think we should be able to do enough damage here. 180 plus 60, and that will deal 240 to knock out this Victini VMAX. Now our Single Strike Urshifu is safe because Victini VMAX was the only one that can knock out our Single Strike Urshifu V. And that's the beauty about this build, you know. Single Strike Urshifu V can just be, you know, it can be itself, you know. It doesn't need to evolve into a VMAX to be able to stand out, you know what I'm saying? So it deals a lot of damage just on its own. So we're adding 60 damage to all of our single strike Pokemon, and so its attack, instead of 180, it's dealing 240 for 3 energy, which is pretty good. So it's kind of like Zacian actually. This one's a little bit stronger with the help of Emboar. Now they have NDDV in the active. Single Strike Urshifu V is weak against Psychic, but because of our Dusknoir, it's turning off that Aurora energy, and so it's missing that purple energy requirement to be able to attack. So they're just gonna retreat, and they're just gonna end their turn. So Dusknoir again. If you have an Orbeetle deck, it's a bad idea not to have Dusknoir in your deck. So I'm just saying. Let's see. Before we Professor's Research, let's just get rid of that. There's no more energy, so let's just Professor's Research now. And let's see. Don't really have an Emboar, another Emboar. We'll have to. It's in the prize, so we'll just have to get it from the prize card. So Tar Generator, 1 more energy, and there's really not much we could do here because Single Strike Urshifu V can't attack this turn. You can't use the attack again this turn, and we can't. I mean, we could have retreated and attacked with Emboar. Could have actually done that, but then they'll knock it out with Ditto. Or you know what? Even if they knocked it out, we could just promote our other Emboar and be able to attack. But you know what? It won't be enough because the 2 Emboars actually complement each other. With 2 Emboars, you're increasing 60 damage, which will deal 190 damage. But without 1, you're only hitting 160. So let's just put this energy here. Now we have 2 Emboars that can attack. Impact Blow to knock out this Volcanion for 1 more energy. So we need 2 more prizes to win this game. So with all that energy, okay. So if they can accelerate 2 energies on this Victini VMAX, our Single Strike Urshifu V is done for. So they have actually a few options. I mean, they have Surf Edge and then also Milotic V, but I think they're reliant on the Aurora Energy to be able to use those attacks. But because they can't because of Dusknoir, there's really no way that they can switch out into those and be able to attack. So we're good with this thanks to Dusknoir. But yeah, they are able to accelerate 2 energies onto a Victini VMAX, and that's gonna be it for our Urshifu. But it's done its job, so we're good with that. I think, you know what, I might have to remove a lot of these. See, I retained a lot of the orbital build in this particular current build that I have. So right now, okay, they said well played. So we got a buff padding, which is really good. So they're not gonna be able to knock out our Emboar that easily. So let's just get a Flip Bug. We can thin out our deck. Ordinary Rod. Let's just get a Pokemon. Get the Urshifu and get Tepig. So let's use Level Ball, get Tepig. You can set that up in the bench. And let's start generator, start building up the next Emboar. We have Rare Candy, 2 of them, so all we actually need is the Emboars. So let's Heat Crash this Victini VMAX for 190. So we can hit it. None of their Pokemon can knock out our Emboar, so we can knock out this Victini VMAX. We can knock out the Ditto VMAX. So we're looking good here. In DDV, I think we can knock out. Yeah, we can knock out any of their Pokemon actually, and we only need 2 prize cards. So any Pokemon that they put in the active, we can knock out at this point. Okay, they're gonna switch who? All right, Ditto V. Oh, okay. Well, with that, I guess we won't be able to knock this one out. Because he has too much HP. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do Heat Crash for 190. So again, any Pokemon that they put in the active will get knocked out. Yeah. So I think we got this. Yeah. So they still need 2 prizes. So even if they knock one out, we still have a chance to knock out one of their Pokemon that will win us the game. Okay, they're gonna switch into Ditto VMAX. 150, 170. Oh, dude, you know what? I don't think we can knock out this Ditto VMAX because we're only hitting 160. Stop! Let's go. So that will increase our attack once again to 190, and that's gonna finish off this Ditto VMAX for the win. Heat Crash 190. Man, good game, good game. All right, so we're gonna go first. So it looks like we're up against an Inteleon. Looking at what they got there, the coin is water, and then their box is an Inteleon. So this could be a good matchup for us actually, because you know, Inteleon doesn't really hit for that much, and even if they put the energy back onto our hand, we have ways to reattach energies. So let's just Pokemon Communication Emboar. We're gonna start setting up our Blip Bug. And we have Rare Candy and a few special energies, which is really good. So we'll just attach the Twin Energy and pass. So with this build, in my previous matches, I actually used a lot of supporter cards that is originally from the Orbital base build. such as the Green's Exploration supporter card. I didn't really see any use for that, especially when I start with Snorlax, so it has ability and I won't be able to use it. So I swapped that out completely, and I've noticed that I'm always short of fire energies. So I actually increased my fire energy counts because Emboar requires at least 2. So if you have a few Emboar set up, you'll need a lot of fire energies in your deck if you're gonna use Emboar to stand out, which is the purpose of this deck build, isn't it? Let's attach triple. You know what? Let's Bruno, because even with a triple, there's no way we can switch out. We didn't get any switch, so let's just attach single strike, and we're just gonna laser focus by attaching 2 fighting energies on single strike Urshifu V. So this is an intimidation tactic against our opponent, but what we're really gonna do is retreat with it, discarding those 2 fighting energies, which will set up for Colossal. With those discarded energy, Colossal can just bring them back and re-energize our Pokemon. And then we have twin energy anyways, so with Orbeetle we can get 4 stage 2s onto our bench, which is really good. Another thing I added with this build is the single strike energy. So that's an extra thing, which is actually really good because it adds extra power to our attacks. So let's go ahead and retreat, put this twin energy on Orbeetle, Evomancy, and we'll get 3 Emboars and 1 Colossal. Yeah, Dusknoir, I don't think it's going to be of any use in this matchup. They're using Frostmoth, and it can accelerate only basic water energy, so I doubt they're going to be using any special energies on their build. So we're all set up, I think. We just need fire energy in the discard pile. What I could do is attach the fire energy on Orbeetle, retreat, and start attacking with Urshifu, because Emboar won't be able to attack anyways. We won't have enough energy. Even if we attach 1 and then Colossal accelerates, it's not going to be enough for Emboar to attack. So the only Pokemon we can really use here is Single Strike Urshifu V. So let's do that. Colossal will Tar Generator 2 energies on Single Strike Urshifu, and we're just going to Impact Blow on this Frostmoth, destroying their energy battery, Energizer battery, and that will get us 1 prize card. So we have 1 Emboar with a buff padding, which is good, so it's going to be a lot harder to knock out. But Emboar is weak against water, so you know, being able to switch into Emboar is going to be a problem. So they're going to use Max Bullet, 160 and 60 on our Orbeetle. So that doesn't knock out our single strike, which is really good. Let's use Pokemon Communication. I think the best thing to do here is to really evolve into Urshifu VMAX, Tar Generator, 1 more fighting energy, and just knock out this Inteleon VMAX. So that's the only threat right now. And even if they evolve into another Inteleon VMAX, they won't be able to knock out our Urshifu because it has 330 HP. So if they attack, Urshifu will be left with 1 energy, you know, surviving another attack from an Inteleon VMAX. So we're good here. I think evolving into an Urshifu VMAX was the best option that we had in our turn. Although we don't have energy, we can always just accelerate it, and we can use its first attack. We get another buff padding to go with our Emboar, which is really good. So let's see how this goes. See what our opponent has. We need 2 more prizes anyway, so if they don't get to evolve into Inteleon VMAX, we might be able to knock this guy out. So we have 3 Emboars. We are actually increasing our attack by 90. Oh, sweet! We can actually use Pierce to get ourselves a single strike energy, increasing its attack by 20. So that's 110. That's 110 extra damage. Will Tar Generator 2 energies, even with beatdown. Will deal 210 damage to knock out this Inteleon V for the win. Good game. Alright, so our opponent's deciding who goes first. He's gonna go first. And we have a few Urshifu V that can go in the active. And all we need is one, really, because we need room for all those Emboars, and we need one line of Orbeetle. So for now they have Snom. So looks like we're up against another water deck. So let's get Skyla. Let's see, we can use Pokemon Communication. Or let's just get Level Ball. We have Rare Candy anyway, so might as well just get a Blip Bug. And what I'm gonna do is attach just a Fighting Energy on Blip Bug, and we're just gonna pass. As I was trying to figure out how to build this Emboar deck, actually I started with just I didn't use Orbeetle. I didn't use the Orbeetle engine. I just stick with the how you would normally do you know, stage 2 decks. I have I have a full set of Rare Candy, and I'm also using, you know, 4 Tepigs, 4 Emboars, and the usual Urshifu VMAX lineup. But the setup was just, oh my goodness, the setup was just too slow, and you know, I would get knocked out even before I set up the whole thing, and it was just a mess. And so I thought of combining the Orbeetle engine in the whole thing, and you know, it's been working really great. So let's go ahead and evolve into Orbeetle. We get a Snorlax to go in our bench, and I'm gonna go ahead and use laser focus with the help of this single strike energy. So now they have Frostmoth set up, and it looks like we're up against Water Box. They're using Mewtwo and Mew tag team. They also have Darmanitan V. So look, we're gonna be up against some tanky opponents here. Although, you know, that Mewtwo is not looking good because, first of all, our single strike Urshifu V is weak against Psychic. Although, you know, if we are able to set up our Emboars, we'll have we'll have a chance against Mewtwo. But then again, you know, our opponent is filled with water type Pokemon, which Emboar is weak against, so it's not looking good. Let's see. I think I'm just gonna retreat. I won't be able to knock this guy out even with my attack. So I'm gonna go ahead and just Gormandize and stall. They'll be able to knock out our Snorlax, which is fine. We do have a problem though, because from that Gormandize we pulled Colossal, which we need for energizing our Pokemon. And they also have Lapras VMAX now, which if you didn't know, it's actually pretty powerful, you know. Can one-hit KO a lot of Pokemon, given that it has enough energy on it. This Mewtwo and Mew looks very suspicious. It has metal energy on it as well. I'm thinking they're also using a ADP in this deck, so it's a rogue deck. Maybe they're experimenting on it, but it looks very intimidating. You know, they have a lot of powerful, bulky Pokemon, and let's see how we do with this one. So they're gonna energize Lapras VMAX. Alright, but they're gonna end their turn. Let's see, what do we got here? Let's go ahead and use Pierce, and I'm gonna get a triple acceleration, and I'm just gonna thin out my hand, use this evolution instance. I was thinking of getting the VMAX, but that's fine. And I'm just gonna put the single strike Urshifu V on the bench and just Gormandize for 1. Yeah, our hand's not looking good right now. If we had Fire Energy, that would be good too. We can accelerate, and that will help us build Orbeetle's energy. But our opponent's gonna Marty us, which is actually really good for us. You know, get rid of those nasty cards in our hand. And they actually put our Colossal back in the deck, which is really good. We have Tepig and an Emboar. We could probably put that Tepig in the bench. We can set that up with the rare candy and probably just Gormandize. Yeah. So they're probably looks like they have ADP. If they have ADP, they haven't discarded it yet, so they won't be able to attack. They're probably gonna have to retreat here. They have a switch. Tag call, probably Malo and Lana. No? Oh, there's the ADP. There it is. So Mewtwo and Mew is using ADP, and also Blastoise GX. We have single strike energy. I think I'm just gonna do this. I could use Tepig. So instead of using Orbeetle, probably just build Tepig with the use of rare candy. I'm just gonna Gormandize here. And we get a rare candy, which is really good. So now, at least we'll be able to set up one Emboar without having to use Orbeetle, which is really good, which is fine with me. The only thing I wish I had, or I wish I can set up now is Colossal, because it really helps with energizing Urshifu V as well as Emboar, because Emboar just has a lot of energies. So they're with Lapras VMAX in the active now, it's doing a lot of damage. None of our Pokemon is gonna survive a lot of its attacks, so I'm gonna go ahead and use rare candy, evolve into Emboar. That will increase damage output for our attackers. I'm just gonna go ahead and Evomancy and definitely Colossal. So I'll get an Emboar and a Colossal to set up in the bench. So now we're attacking, our attack damage will increase by 60, and our Urshifu V has 20 extra, so that's 60, 70, 80, plus 80 damage. So right now, single strike Urshifu V can deal 260 damage, which is a lot if you think about it. 180, 200, yeah, 260. We have single strike Urshifu VMAX. Can we, you think we can use it? If we had fighting energy, we could. But since we don't, I could just attach an energy on Emboar. Or I could Bruno and hope for a fighting energy. You know what? Let's start generator first and attach it to the single strike Urshifu V. Because if I evolve into VMAX, Lapras can just knock it out and they get 3 prizes for it. That's what I don't want to do. But we could take a chance. I could evolve. Let's bump out their, let's see if we have fighting energy. Oh, dude, we have 1. You think we can get it? Well, that's taking a lot of risk. I mean, we can thin out our deck. I can try evolving. Should we take a chance? All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Oof, no, we do not get it. We don't get it. We don't get it. Well, that's part of the challenge, isn't it? We had 1 in the deck, but I just put this buff batting on Emboar for now. I'm probably just gonna build up energy on Emboar then and just beat down, dealing 180 damage. Hey, you know what? Beat down instead of 100 and you're hitting for 180 instead, that's not too bad, man. That's not too bad. Although, if they have enough energy, they could just one-hit KO our single strike Urshifu VMAX. It's gonna be the problem. So I think you need 7 though. You need 7 on Lapras VMAX. Oh, they're gonna hard retreat. All right. Okay. But single strike Urshifu is weak against Psychic, so with ADP, you know what? That's fine. With ADP, they're only dealing 100 and they're only dealing 300 damage, so Urshifu will survive. But they opted to just use alternate creation, which is fine with me. But now it's gonna be their downfall, because with the Tar Generator, we can now use Gmax One Blow to knock out. Let's see, hold on. Before we get to, yeah, we'll discard everything, but at least we don't have to worry about weakness anymore. 350 damage on the tag team. That'll get us 3 prize card and a Dusknoir, which we don't really need in this matchup. And yeah, we can build up this Urshifu VMAX once again with Tar Generator. All right, so our opponent's just gonna concede, and good game, I guess. All right, so we win another coin flip. It is now our turn. We have a lot of blip bugs. We'll leave it at 1, I think, for now. So when you start off with blip bug, it depends on who you're facing. It might be wise to get 2 blip bugs set up if you want to get Orbeetle set up right away. But with the Pokemon communication, I'm gonna get a Snorlax, switch it into the active so we can use its Gormandize, and accelerate 1 energy on our blip bug to start. So with the Gormandize, we get twin energy, which we could also use on our Orbeetle. So to thin out our deck, I'm not sure what's the best way to do this. We're up against Houndour. Ooh. 10 more damage. They could have knocked out our Blipbug. So they're having a hard time setting up. For the meantime, we'll just retreat so that we can use Gormandize again. For now, I'm going to use Pokemon Communication and get a Dottler. Instead of a rare candy, we can just use the Evolution Incense to get an Orbeetle. But for now, I'm just setting up for Colossal. That's why I'm discarding all these cards. And that's why I only got 1 Fire Energy from that Giant Hearth turn. So now we have 2 energies on Dottler. Once we evolve into Orbeetle, we can get 3. And we have a typing, with just 3 energies, we can probably set up fine. So we are up against a single strike Urshifu V as well. So this is like a mirror match, but not really. Let's see how well, I've been seeing a lot of really good single strike Urshifu builds. It really works really well. We get a Orbeetle for our top deck, so we'll just evolve into it. And if we switch now, we can get knocked out easily, and we're only gonna get 3 stage 2s on the bench. So we have a choice: attach an energy, sacrifice Snorlax, and attach 1 more energy for the next turn to Gormandize. That's an option, but I don't know. Should I Gormandize or switch? I think I'm just gonna switch. Then we're gonna go ahead and use Evomancy, and let's get 2 Emboars and definitely Colossal. Although, that Dusknoir would actually really be good with this matchup, especially our opponent's probably reliant on their single strike energy. So I think I'm just gonna go with that, one of each. And we have a means to set up another Emboar anyways using Tepig and Rare Candy. So at least now our opponent will have a hard time increasing their attack. Even if they set up their Houndoom, which they do, they can energize, but it's not gonna fulfill the fighting energy requirement. It's gonna do damage, but it's only gonna be as a colorless energy on our opponent's Pokemon. So it's not gonna add any attack damage. But for us, although we are affected by Dusknoir's ability as well, at least we have a means to increase attack damage by means of Emboar. So I think we have fighting and fire. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and promote Snorlax for now. I can Gormandize, put buff padding on our Emboar, and fire is, I think, is the most important because the other two are colorless. So fire is the most important that we can use. So let's go ahead and Gormandize. They can't attack this turn. They can use laser focus, but they can't attack unless they switch out and then switch back into the active again. That's the only way they can attack. So Snorlax is safe. We have Level Ball. We can get a Tepig with that and a Rare Candy, so we can evolve into another Emboar. We have Skyla also. We can probably get ourselves a single strike Urshifu V. So now they have a single strike Urshifu VMAX as well. So this is like this is like a mirror match, but not really. So let's see who wins this battle. You know what I'm saying? Who is the stronger single strike Urshifu? So I'm gonna go ahead and use Level Ball to get our Tepig. Let's see. Let's just get Twin Energy for now. I'm thinking of... Oh, we only have fire. Let's see. Let's start Generator, Snorlax, and then we can use their Stadium, get rid of Emboar to draw 2 cards. Unfortunately, we can't use triple acceleration on Snorlax. I was thinking of being able to do chip damage on a single strike Urshifu VMAX. Let's use Level Ball, see what we get. I'm just trying to thin out my hand at this point. Yeah, maybe we can Gormandize for 1. We need that Evolution Incense for another Emboar from our deck, so we can evolve 1 more Emboar. So let's see, can get it. Yeah, let's just thin out our deck this way. Probably use Twin Energy on Snorlax. I'm gonna go ahead and Gormandize for 1. Unfortunately, that's all I could get. We do get a Quick Ball. Could probably get a single strike Urshifu V that way. Yeah, it's not looking good. I wish I was able to discard that 1 fighting energy so that I could Generator 2 energies instead of just 1 on Snorlax. But they're gonna go ahead and Boss's Order our Emboar. They're only hitting for 100, so we should be fine. We have buff padding. We have 230 HP, so they'll actually need 2 attacks to be able to knock out our Emboar. Or actually 3. Because again, their single strike energy is not working. Or they could G-Max 1 blow, but then all their energy... Okay. Wow. That, that answers that question, right? Well, that's not good. Well, at least they have to go through the process, you know what I'm saying? They have to recycle those single strike energies back into the deck to be able to use Emboar's ability. and then they have to have fighting energy on hand. So let's go ahead and use Quick Ball, get rid of another fighting energy, get our single strike Urshifu V, evolve into Emboar using Rare Candy. Let's put Urshifu V in play, and I could Tar Generator on Snorlax and actually do chip damage. So I could use, I could put fire and then one fighting on Urshifu V and attach a single strike energy on Urshifu to increase its attack. At least we're increasing it by 50, which is, you know, not too bad. I can get a buff padding with Skyla and put it on our Emboar, increasing its survivability. And I'm just gonna Gormandize for now. Unfortunately, we can't attack. I totally forgot about our Dusknoir. So that doesn't count as twin energy. It's just one single colorless energy. So they're gonna Furious Anger. They don't have any damage counters on them, so you know they're only doing 10 damage, really double that, because Snorlax is weak against fighting. Let's just play single strike Urshifu V. Again, the triple acceleration, I can't attach it on a basic, even though Dusknoir it actually turns off the effects of that energy. You still won't be able to attach it. So I'm gonna go ahead and Tar Generator one more energy on Snorlax. I'm just gonna body slam this guy and paralyze. So that fire energy on Emboar is gonna go a long way. We can Tar Generator one more fire energy and even use, oh no, we can't use triple acceleration. Okay, they're gonna retreat. Ooh, B. They only get one energy from that B. They're gonna use Houndoom, and that puts an two damage counters on their single strike Urshifu VMAX, which is alright with me, man. That's gonna make it a lot easier for us to knock it out. That's for one. So I can put one colorless energy on Emboar. Should I Marnie? Let's see. I'm just gonna body slam this guy, do some chip damage. We don't paralyze it, but that's fine, because in the long run we'll actually need to get a lot of prize cards. So if they don't retreat with this, which they won't be able to, because that what is that, hiding energy, the hiding energy is not gonna, it doesn't have any effects on it. It's just a colorless energy, and Houndoom still needs 2 retreat cost to retreat. So they have a stone energy on Urshifu, which again is not gonna take effect. Even with that, they can't attack with Houndoom. They can retreat, but they can't attack. Alright, so that's what they're gonna do. Yeah, they can knock out, because they're dealing 100, or they can use, yeah, Furious Anger. Okay, they're just gonna use their tool card to attack. That's 130 damage, because it's 120 damage counter plus 10. That will deal, and double that was 260 against our Snorlax. So let's go ahead and Tar Generator. We need the fire energy on Emboar and fighting on our Urshifu V, and we're able to knock it out. Unbelievable. It was enough to knock it out. 210 damage. Not too shabby, man. Not too shabby. 180 plus 30 with Emboar. So yeah, you know, we don't even need a single strike Urshifu VMAX to knock out a single strike Urshifu VMAX. You know what I'm saying? And there you have it. Enter the Emboar. Just by its mere presence, all its single strike Pokemon friends gets even stronger. While it is difficult to set up, the power that results from its intensive training will make up for it. This slow but powerful deck was really challenging to build, but I'm so relieved that I was finally able to make it work. This build will have a tough time dealing with tier 1 decks, especially with its slow setup, but for the most part, it's pretty consistent. And that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to smash that like button. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and please consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, stay safe and have a great day.